What's going on, gamers? We got some drama breaking out here on Twitter. So you guys have seen my Xbox 30% profit margin was a lie, according to the Microsoft interview with CNBC yesterday. That's what they said, right? Well, I knew there was going to be some backlash, and I knew there was going to be a double-edged sword to this. According to a lot of other people, they're not buying it. And there's definitely some people right now that is going to come in and attack on that. So this is what this video is about. It's kind of like a soft farm in a certain sense, meaning that there's salty comments, and then there's also people that just don't want to believe anything Microsoft says because of the track record. So Tom Henderson has a but he has an article right here along with Astos. He likes Xbox, but there's definitely some heat going on. So we're going to discuss this and talk about it because it is kind of interesting though, because it took them a long time to say now that's debunked. Why did you wait this long? I can understand why people think that. So going down in the comments, that's what this is about today. Gets pretty interesting. Starting off with Dominic saying, "I'm sorry, but he says he trusts Jason Schreier's sources more than PRBS from Microsoft." So to him, this is PR damage control to make it seem like they're not putting down that type of pressure. Look, man, I could tell you what I've told people before, and I understand why he says this. See, this is about understanding why people are trying to say this. Satya has a ridiculous ambition for Microsoft when it comes to AI data feed. An AI push in general, and wanting the Copilot to be successful and to not get embarrassed by Google Gemini. So we know that's going on, and we know how serious he is about getting that money back too. Like I told you, give me back my money. Show me the money, Jerry. Show me the money. Because of that money they spent on Activision and everything else, he wants to see profits. He doesn't want to lose any bonuses or anything. So I think there's something to a demand for sure over there. Now, saying Microsoft debunks that it set a 30% profit margin goal for Xbox gamers, one thing that I have to tell you about this is that you could say that, but it could possibly be higher or it could be lower. But what the hell is it then? The only thing that makes this weird is that you didn't come out and tell me what the actual number is. And this seems to be a track record with Microsoft where it's like, tell me what it is then. Just like you don't tell me the sales of hardwares, don't tell me the sales of your softwares. They hide everything. So it's like, what is the number then, Microsoft? This guy is saying that basically, why would Jason come out and lie? So let's click on this and see what somebody has to say. True, because this sounds like damage control. That's what a lot of people are saying. Copium with the frog right here, like the report about Larian, right? LOL. Anonymous sources or people familiar with the matter, right? That sounds very trustworthy. Okay, good for you. So that's basically what some of them have to say about this. This is a video about seeing if we can get to the truth of this. And what I just said, if you think about the track record of Microsoft hiding everything, some people don't want to believe that because it's just like Microsoft debunks it to set the 30% profit margin. Okay, that is a serious thing, but we need to know the full truth. So why is Microsoft still playing this shell game again? Oliver, as you know, he's a PlayStation guy. He says, if that high profit target is incorrect, then 50% Game Pass price increase and $650 Series X are even worse. I get what he's trying to say. In general, yeah, they did a lot of price hikes. Obviously, they want more profit. I already said it before. They want a luxury product. And they're trying to sell Ferrari consoles in a metaphoric sense, if you get what I mean. So the profit demand is pretty high, considering the demands of what Satya wants. Now, as far as that number, well, we know 30%. You think you're going to get 30%? I'm telling you right now, that is an impossible demand, damn near. So you're putting people underneath an insane pressure point. And honestly, I'm trying to figure out how they're going to do that. You're going to have to be going multi-platform, selling tens of millions a lot over and over and over. You know what I mean? You're going to have to be selling consoles. You're going to have to be getting people into your multiplayer games, buying the hell out of microtransactions. You're going to have to be dominating as a publisher big time. And I would ask people, do you think they're going to do that? That's going to be tough. Now, do you have potential with certain games? If Gears blows up, it could do very well since it's going to PlayStation 5. And you better try to make that Switch 2 version. Could Fable blow up? Is Forza Horizon 6? Yes, that's going to blow up. We know that. You know what I mean? Could State of Decay 3? I'm just giving you ideas. Yes. Could you do well and sell Call of Duty next year? Or it always at least sells. So, Microsoft definitely does have some IPs where it's like, if all of them do well next year, you definitely can raise your profit margin compared to what you had this year. It could be a lot better. Now, as far as hardware, that's going to be tough with the demand coming next year, with the RAM price increase, with the SSD price increase, GPUs going up with AMD. They all use AMD besides Nintendo. So yeah, I don't know. They're going to have to do it from a software standpoint. When you think about that being the most important thing, guys, it is. Let me tell you why. Hardware obviously matters because you want to install base to support things. Fortnite, you know what I mean? When I say how much money you think this game made compared to consoles, you know what I mean? It's like, oh man. You know what I mean? Those free-to-play games, those gacha games, it's the games. You see what I'm saying? It's not the hardware. So that is what matters the most. That's what I try to tell people. So this guy says, at this point, Chief Raka, I don't trust anything Xbox says. Well, you mean Microsoft. They've lied about everything. Or people from Microsoft coming into the Xbox world. Or people from Microsoft playing a puppet game and putting people in positions where they have to compromise and say these words. Like I feel like Phil Spencer got compromised a bit a while ago, but he still says what he says. But like I said, you can't sit there and blame him and act like this is all his fault. I'm telling you that it takes a lot more to get all this going than just thinking Phil Spencer's the guy that wakes up like God at Microsoft or tries to play God at Microsoft and literally develops every single video game, runs every single studio, is there every single day at every single studio, every single cycle with everything, making every single decision. No, that's not how it works. Obviously, he's a leader, so he has leadership aspects, but we have to go all the way back, like I said, to Don Matrick and see what he passed him. And then what he did since then. And then you got the guys like Matt Booty being there and all the other people and then all the hands at Microsoft the whole time. There's a lot more in this network than just thinking it's a Phil Spencer only game and he's doing every single thing possible. It's like, no, but he did a lot. He did the best that he could. I'm pretty sure he did. And he realized what he was going up against. You know, the competition was always insanely fierce. So I can understand this. Look, like I said before, why do you hide everything from your base? People would trust you more if you wouldn't hide things from them. Anytime somebody's trying to hide from you and be shady and be in the back and not say, yeah, you already know, man, zero trust. Nobody's going to like nobody like that. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you already show that you're not trustworthy and that you're not confident. If you're winning, you're out in the open. You're not hiding. You know what I mean? If you're great, you know what I mean? And people respect you like that. Yeah, this guy's always out in the open. He's legit. He's authentic. He's not hiding in the back. You know what I mean? He's not sitting there 24/7 playing these little games. Like those type of people are not respected and they don't get very far. And the thing is like when you're winning that you don't have those type of traits because a winner is in the open shining. They don't hide anything. Nintendo hides nothing. They put out all their numbers. They dominate. You know what I mean? Sony puts out their hardware numbers as well too. If they hide something and you're like, Sony, what's going on? Why are you hiding that? Let me see those full numbers. You know what I mean? Because hiding is never a sign of winning. Ever. I always remember that. It always means there's something that you don't want people to see and you're not confident. Because if you were confident, you would not be hiding. So people know this because they're like, what you hiding? Why are you dodging? You know what I mean? And that's what we see right here in these comments. Why are you always lying? Why are you always hiding? Yeah, never a good sign. It's a sign of losing. This guy said, Frogboy says, yeah, it's 60%. CNBC said should name the source. That's what I'm saying. This is what I mean. This type of game of like, you're not being fully open about everything and half a picture or half a truth is still a lie. So I don't 100% believe it without a name attached to the claim. Another reason it doesn't make sense is the Game Pass price increase and the console price increase. See, people are just using deductive skills here where it's like, you said that, but give me the name and give me the actual number. So we can say, okay, Microsoft actually gave me the official number here. So when you do that, you build some trust with somebody. If you're not doing that, people are going to look at your track record and just say no, because the track record is you hide, you don't show anything, you're losing big time, and you're not selling, and what do you want me to say? So by logic and by human deduction, they're just going to say that. You know what I mean? I don't blame them. So Microsoft needs to understand that. This guy says, Frogboy says they killed Forza Motorsport. I honestly liked Inside Gaming, which I might have lost all credibility with this one. I wouldn't say that, dude. It's bad Xbox news. Nobody cares if it's true or not. PlayStation does actual stuff and fans defend it. Explain and explore this. Let's see what Grok has to say. Microsoft recently debunked a Bloomberg report claiming that it set a 30% profit margin goal for Xbox games, stating The figure is incorrect through ambitious targets, though ambitious targets exist. Okay, so they're saying there's something ambitious there. As we saw, the claim stemmed from 2023 internal pushes, allegedly leading to layoffs. As we knew, I was reading that yesterday to you guys, 1,900 jobs, studios closures, and project cancellations like Perfect Dark. Xbox faces decline hardware sales down 70% in November amid industry slumps, pivoting to multi-platform strategies. Competitors like PS5 and Switch outselling significantly. So that is what Grok had to say. It gathered what it could. Now, going over to Astel's thing, it says Microsoft debunks that it set a 30% profit margin goal for Xbox games. You know, this guy posted stuff that is ridiculous. He does damage control for Microsoft all the time. Adam comes down here, posts what Tom says, right? And he says Tom Fraud Warren is just mad that none of the Microsoft spokesperson talked to him. That's it. That's a ridiculous statement. No. I mean, get out of here with that. But like I said, he likes to damage control. Tom has no reason to lie. He's a pretty straightforward guy. He may put a wall behind some of his stuff, but it's like, I don't see why Tom needs to lie. Like, I don't. Okay. Max says Xbox division doesn't even make a profit. So yeah, 30% profit margin was not even plausible for the division. They're just trying to make a profit at this point. This guy says, LOL, but the only gaming platform to not have a year-end wrapped up. Yeah, that was not good. This guy says their own fault that the narrative is out there. They need new PR people. Well, here's the thing. If something like there's another hole in this, guys. Like, if I really wanted to debunk that, I would have done it immediately. Going to do that now is kind of weird, and they're not providing the name and the full truth of saying this is what we're doing for our employees. What is going to happen to you? Nothing. So that's what I'm saying. I give people all the credit for doubting Microsoft. We're not talking about Phil Spencer here because he's not doing this. He has nothing to do with this. This is basically about, once again, the leadership at Microsoft having so many holes in their shady behavior, and then they come out way too late after that was announced by Jason Schreier. Like, I don't see why he needs to lie either. What's the point of him lying? I don't see the point. This guy says, what are they going to say? Yes, we are imposing an realistic target goal. Of course, they will lie, for crying out loud. This was no end of the year celebration for Xbox. LOL, the entire Microsoft side effed over the Xbox division. There hasn't been a real console update for Xbox for 3 years. Yeah, they're giving you all the signs, like he said, with the year-end wrap, everything I've been telling you guys, that it's all about the AI focus. And now Copilot is in trouble and they're in panic. And Nutella said it. Either you comply with AI or get out. That's all I care about. They don't care about Xbox. So they're coming and saying these things, but it's like, you're still not trying to build any trust. And it doesn't look like it. That's why I think I wouldn't be surprised if they cancel the Magnus. Not that I would want that for Xbox gamers or for people who want that, device, but he says you still lost to Fisher Price toy called Next Playground on Black Friday. That is pretty funny. That's an eternal meme. Ha ha ha. And he believed Microsoft. So you see what I mean? This guy says because it's 35. More layoffs coming soon. Xbox is dead. Why we keep talking about them? Anyone with a brain knows this is BS. So people here on Twitter are basically coming to slam Microsoft. And they're coming to say this is a lie. And they don't believe it. They're trusting Jason Schreier. I mean, this guy had 70 likes right here. What do you guys think? I would like to know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about this. Are you calling PR damage control by Microsoft and still think that they're screwing over the Xbox division? I think they're doing that, but regardless. And that they just don't want you to see the ridiculous demand so that Satya can make back the money for the hidden hands behind him too at the top of the pyramid in a certain structure so that they can get that AI data feed and see that he's the guy that they want to make sure that AI gets what it's supposed to get. Or you think something else is going on. But either way, investors are pissed off at Microsoft and they're starting to doubt their AI push with Copilot. I know they're not trusting them and they're putting more stock into Google Gemini and into Elon Musk and whatever he's doing with Nvidia, because I know that they're going to succeed. Everybody knows that they're successful in that. But when it comes to everybody else, there's a huge bubble going on here that needs to pop very soon, and they need to get back to doing what we love in the gaming industry, and that's focusing on gaming and not screwing over the consumer so that we can have our organic algorithm back in place being healthy. But, that's going to take some bit because 2026 is looking like it's going to be a crisis hell. So let me know what you guys think. Once again, bring you some more awesome reports. Support that page. Yeah, later, y'all.